wrong thing.
Oh,
There we go. No, I'm like, what happened to her? Welcome to.
some things can be televised, Lord. Some things just can't be televised.
Welcome to the Sports Lounge with JLE Marte. That's the theme song. Man taught for my first album, the JLE Experience. On the music and copyright. Don't mute nothing. I'm your host, Jeffrey L. Edwards. My amazing co-host, Marte. What's going on with you today?
Hey. So a lot is happening in these playoffs here. And I thought, and I hate to say this out loud, but I did think Miami's win the first round was a fluke. At least I was hoping. But even though they lost this last game, they almost won it without Jimmy. And I'm like, maybe I underestimated them. Apparently.
Yeah, he turned to a different player come to playoffs for some odd reason.
I mean, he just goes to a whole, like you said, a whole nother realm. And I'd be like, What happened?
Yeah, he'd be all right during the season, but playoff time,
he's
trying to let you know he that good.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I thought maybe, my guy being hurt, and maybe that's why, not to take nothing away from him, but I'm just saying I didn't expect all of this excitement from them. And I was cheering for the Knicks, but I said, well, I don't know. They almost won without Jimmy, so that's alarming.
This is the first time a 5, 6, 7, 8 seed made it to the second round.
Yeah, this is clearly. I'm like, wait a minute. I feel like I'm watching the March Madness again a little bit. With what's going on? Like, what is happening?
But I guess you factor in a lot of these teams, they were hurt, so they had a chance to get real rested, healed up. And playoff time, you find out who the real teams are.
Yeah.
Because you play the same team 4 times, well, 7 times if you go that far, but if it's a better matchup against you, that's going to be exposed, or they're going to figure you out. So now it comes down, do you really got them talented players that's not scared, that'll go to the rim instead of all these clowns shooting threes after threes? Or you're going to have intelligent, because to get championships from a lot of great Hall of Famers, all sports always say is more mental than physical. When you're on the road, the crowds are going crazy. Are you focused on what the task is?
And I'm going to tell you, speaking of that, like when I watched this Knicks game, I think yesterday or the other day, and like I said, they almost didn't pull it out, but they did. And I think they did. It was so many celebrities there at the Madison Square Garden. It's like everybody came out and they just, again, that adrenaline from the crowd, the energy, I think.
And that's bad because he wasn't playing.
See,
and they barely won.
Now this is all I'm saying. Like, that's alarming when your star player from the opponent team is out and you still barely keeping up. Like, I said, okay, I'm gonna stop doubting the Heat.
Yeah, they might get put out. They might get put out in 5 or 6 if they don't fix something.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I no longer underestimate the Heat, Lord.
Because the East has no dominant team. I mean, Embiid won the MVP finally this year, but he having a leg issue. So unless Harden going to play like he in Houston, scoring 50 a night.
I mean, but
I don't know if they're going to do that.
He held that last game together without Embiid.
But you got to do it 4 times. Got to do it 4 times.
That's true.
And Boston, they ain't a scrub, but I think they I don't know if it's the coaching. They take people lightly. Like when they had a standard day series with Atlanta, they should have swept them.
Right.
But they looking at them like they the weakest person in school, and they got knocked in the mouth. Now you just lost the championship last year. If you was like the Spurs was when they lost to Miami years back, they came back in a vengeance in 14 to win a title. They was determined we're gonna get that chip in June. They not playing like that. So I want to say they're the dominant team, but they don't play like we want to run it back next year or this year to get that title. They kind of going through the motions.
Now wait a minute. Who we talking about? The Philly?
No, Boston.
Boston.
Because they lost to the Warriors last year in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you had the great players back in the day, if they lost in the finals, they pissed off. They tried to come back the following year and win.
Right.
Boston don't play like that.
I mean, like you take for instance right now, they almost up by 20. Mm-hmm. The problem is they turn it on and then turn it off, turn on, turn off, instead of just consistently just
that's the problem. They don't have that leader that's like, we shouldn't have lost to Golden State. They got our title. We're going to get ours this year.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Mm-hmm. All game. We sweeping everybody. Yeah. They don't get to play like that. So you might see a game where we up 2-1, we good. Then they lose. Like, they ain't take them seriously. You watch the body language, the effort. They ain't diving for balls. Like, you don't want it that bad just yet.
Yeah, I mean, I originally said in the beginning of these episodes, in the beginning of these series, I said I would obviously I wanted Giannis them to go, but trash this year, sorry. Then I said an upset team I wouldn't expect, but wouldn't be mad. First I said the Knicks, then I changed it and said Boston. So I'm going to still ride with them and see what happened. But I hear what you're saying, but
I wouldn't be shocked if Miami go to the finals.
I mean, now, if we had said this like maybe 5 episodes ago, I was like, boy, go to bed. Okay. I wouldn't even been listening, but yes.
You got to fight them to the death to beat Miami.
I mean, clearly.
I mean, that's their culture. They're not going to lay down for nobody. Every game is not taken lightly.
Yeah.
So
well, I see that now.
You come out there a lot of gagging, they're going to get you.
Well, it was probably me doubting them. The reason why they was like, oh, people out here forgot that we was professionals and didn't been champions before.
Now the Lakers, they won up on the Golden State. That's probably going to be the most watched series this round.
Now, who won yesterday? Because I just fell asleep. I was so tired. The game would just be on too late. I'd be like, I can't.
Lakers won by 5 because they had nobody to check Anthony Davis. He had like 31 points, 23 rebounds.
Okay, so the Lakers won yesterday.
But see, this is the thing. I expect Golden State to win that series because Anthony Davis, the weakest dude in school. I'm sorry. You cannot depend on that dude to give you that 30-20 effort every game.
I mean, but Jeff.
And he should give it to you. He's that talented. But that dude is not that focused to give you that the rest of the playoffs. Well, if he did, they'll win the championship. But he weakest dude in school.
Compare him to last season. I feel like, he didn't made a complete 180.
He's doing the same thing he did last year. He won his title. He's comfortable. When he won his bubble title, he was balling out of control. Now he got a championship. You can't say he's Barkley. He don't have a ring. He ain't giving you that every night.
Don't do
that. That's what people like. What the? This dude can be a monster, but he will not do it every night because he got a championship. He comfortable.
Well, I don't know if he comfortable.
He comfortable.
So then he gets in his head.
Nah, he comfortable. If he didn't have a championship, he'd be balling out right now. Because don't nobody want to be laughed at like they do Barkley on their show because he don't have a title.
Well, he made a commercial to mock himself. So
yeah.
I
But
mean, at the end
the
of
way
the
they be
day,
clowning him on the inside show, that motivates a lot of these players to make a Avenger squad or whatever.
mm,
I at least got one title. I'm not one of them former greats who don't. But
I
the
mean,
goal is to get as many as you can.
but look at a person like Reggie Miller, who don't have a title either, but
Mm-hmm.
was nonetheless a remarkable player.
Oh, top 50 player, but
It
he
never,
still falls in that. He ain't got a title. He awesome, but he ain't got a chip.
but that's ridiculous that it has to be a championship associated to saying a player is great. You understand?
Yeah,
I
because he's
think
all
that's
time great. Him, Barkley, Ewan, all the ones that came up against Jordan in the 90s were great talents.
mm,
It just you came across a system that they didn't know how to beat. Triangle offense was that sweet,
yeah.
you know. Now the Lakers put out the Grizzlies, and since that happened, the fall guy has been Dylan because now their organization has been saying they're not bringing him back, and I find that
Well,
funny.
well, I hope that that's not true. I mean,
Oh no, it's true. As Kurt Angle say, it's damn true.
but
He's the fall guy for why they didn't go far.
okay, but that was one game where he
Mm-hmm.
just lost his mind talking trash,
Mm-hmm.
and he paid for it. But to say he's not nonetheless essential to the team, I think is ludicrous. Now you know that's
Well,
still my guy.
see, the problem is that organization, in my opinion, is doing some clown stuff. Because one, John Morant been doing stupid stuff for the last 2 years and they ain't checked him about it.
Like what? I only know of one thing.
Oh, that dude was fighting teenagers at the basketball
That's one
game.
thing.
He went to a high school with his people to jump someone that was talking smack to his sister. He had the gun at the strip club, put it on Instagram. He
Hmm.
doing a lot of stupid stuff
Oh
because he think
wow.
he hot stuff. Ain't all the trash. Ain't all the
Listen,
trash talking.
have you seen his daddy though? I think his daddy a pimp or something.
You never
Okay.
know.
And
But
that's probably where he get that from, Lord.
the problem is the coaching staff, GM, y'all saw them running their mouth last year, and everybody like, y'all ain't done nothing. Why y'all talking like y'all already won a title?
True.
But they ain't say nothing.
True.
Well, we went to the conference finals, we sweet. So now Dylan trying to be a baby Draymond taken to another level with it. And then you started hearing the GM say, we had a lot of self-inflicted distractions going on. And then you start hearing sources say, well, under no circumstance they bring Dylan back. But you ain't saying about your star player that was being just as stupid. So it's all Dylan's fault why y'all underachieve. No,
Okay, well,
no, y'all allowed that nonsense.
we agree on that part. No, you just can't put it all on
And
them.
now it's all history. No, your star player was the first one running his mouth before he tried to be a thug. And he was a suburb kid. We're just saying, be who you are. It's okay.
Yeah, his daddy looked like he was something like a thug. Now he might have got it from his daddy. I'm just saying.
We from Detroit. You know what that looked like.
His
We came
daddy
across
looking like he been a pimp out here. I'm just saying.
But he had a suburb life to try to be acting all tough with guns in the club. But Dylan gonna be the fall guy for why they didn't go for him. Like that's
he said
sad.
one thing, and the Lakers made him pay for it badly, and now
they blew him out. Then I heard they were saying in the locker room, "Whoop that trick." I'm like, wow.
Well, yeah,
Like, they clowning y'all.
Destroyed them in that game, but there's one game where he talked trash before that game, and they destroyed him, and now it's his fault.
Yeah, and sadly they paid John Morant $200 million, so they ain't gonna point the finger at him. They should have said his name when they were saying self-inflicted distractions. He should have said with his chest, "Our star player and Dylan been running their mouth instead of playing basketball, and we lost focus." Because back in the day, you had real leaders of teams that would call people out to the media. They ain't gonna say, "Well, I'm speculating." No, these two fools didn't do what we should have did. Because we should be going for the finals.
Yeah.
We made the conference finals. The next step is the finals. Not all this running your mouth like you won something that you haven't. No, you ain't did nothing yet. You lost. It don't matter if you made it to the conference final. Did you at least lose in the finals? At least you was the last two standing. But you lost in the conference finals. And they talking like they Billy Badass. No, we the stuff. We going, and then you get put out in the first round. Now everybody laughing like, oh, I thought y'all was all this and that. And you couldn't even get to the second round. Against old man Brian? For real? Wow, y'all suck.
Well, I think I'm gonna stop talking trash about him too, because I've been talking about his age, telling him to retire. But even though I said he's still a good player, he's still doing what he's supposed to do. But I'm just saying,
if you actually make LeBron play offense and defense, he wears out because he's old. It's amazing he's still giving you 27 and 7 at 38 or more, but old. No one saying, man, we about to run this old dude. I don't care if you want the greatest ever. You still old. Come catch me.
He old.
And you're gonna put all your chips on Mr. Sometime, AD, because he ain't always there for you. But they don't use that strategy. So LeBron can lump him up here and there. AD showed the talent that he got that he don't use all the time. And you like, the Lakers got a shot to win? Like, they shouldn't.
Yeah, no.
I look at their roster. They nice, but I don't believe in these two stars. He's old, and this dude don't bring it every night. But see, they can catch you slipping if you ain't focused.
This is why, but we got to stop calling him old so that he won't keep trying to prove people like us wrong. Like, if we stop calling him old, maybe he will tire out.
38 is 38. It's more like 45 in basketball.
Let's stop calling him old so that he can actually start doing bad. Because every time people start saying
LeBron could still average 40 points until he retired. He's still old in basketball years. 38 is still 38.
He gets mad. For everybody that say he old, I swear he be like, I'm gonna try to score a basket
and I bet that dude be in that ice bath for the rest of the night.
I bet he is. I bet he is, Lord.
Because he's doing way more exertion to prove people wrong.
Well,
and you've been in the league 20-some years, bro.
Well, guess what? It's working. Look, whatever he's
trying to get to the finals.
Whatever he's doing is working.
Yeah, they say he went to Wakanda.
No, I think he went and visited Brady and asked Brady what was he doing to sustain, and he took a part of his book and said, "Let me try this regimen."
Well, they changed the rules for Brady. You couldn't even breathe on him. So it ain't hard to play that. I mean, it ain't hard to play that long. When you can't look at that man's direction, you can't breathe on him.
Right, that's true.
Don't let him throw the ball, and you better not get his jersey dirty. Oh, that's a penalty.
Exactly.
It's like them Jordan calls. Like, yeah, it ain't hard to play that long.
Exactly.
You love like that.
You ain't never like that.
They up 2-0 on Phoenix, which is
I can't even dispute that one, Lord. Because I used to be like, hit him. Nobody would hit his ass. I'd be like, why?
They knew better.
Nobody.
They didn't start hitting him until the last 2 years, and they knew he's not the face of the league no more. Oh, he free game? Okay, I can hit him. Because if you hit him hard, 20,000 fine, like, but that's a football play. That's Brady, though. When you hit him, put him down like a baby and dust him off. Don't touch him like that.
Right.
Even though every other quarterback didn't get no love like that. They get nailed out there.
Right.
They helmet on the ground. They looking like that wasn't even illegal. I'll get back up. You know. But Denver, they looking good. They have 2 on Phoenix.
Yeah. I think they're gonna win, Jeff.
I picked them to go to the finals. We'll see.
Yeah, I think they just gonna win everything. The finals, the semifinals.
There's everything. No real threat in the East.
Listen.
Besides Boston.
Listen.
But they might not get there.
I'm just saying.
It's wide open. Everybody got a chance to make the finals this season.
The Nuggets have consistently been winning. Like they, you know, if they win, if they lose, It's one game in the
And
series.
people are starting to see when they gave up all their defense to get Kevin Durant to Phoenix.
Mm,
You seeing it at play because they have a deep team in Denver. Durant and Booker can score 70 points, but
mm,
they got like 4 of their starters scoring 20 points.
mm,
That ain't do nothing.
mm.
Kevin Durant ain't worth you giving up all your defense. He old
I
too.
mean, once upon a time, he could go in the paint. He could stop, shoot. Like he was
He keep getting
all over
hurt
the place.
now. So
Yeah, he
I mean, he
little.
still has a name. He's one of the greatest ever. But if you really a GM, I'm really about to gut my team for him. Nah, dog. Because we know Denver's number one seed. They at least 10 deep. This team deep. That team. If Memphis was still in, you looking at them like they deep. Golden State, they just won, so you gotta deal with the champ. Lakers, they can shock you, and you really don't play defense.
Mm,
And you seeing that against Denver because they starters averaging like 20. Like, dang, they ain't had to get the bench.
right.
But who else other than Aiton, who else gonna check somebody? I'm like,
You
okay.
know, once upon a time, like when they had he got like the dreads and it be like braided to the back.
Dreads.
Yeah, he had dreads.
He played with Phoenix.
He played for Phoenix, but I think he ended up going to the
Yeah.
Clippers, or maybe he with the Celtics and ain't playing or something.
Come on, DeAndre Jordan.
No, not Jordan. Like if you said his name, I would know it.
Yeah, I can't
But
think
he
of
just
nobody.
had dreads. He was a dark skinned dude, but he was really aggressive. Like I used to like him until the one play he did. I just felt it was so dirty.
Hmm.
I just looked at him as a dirty player ever since. But he has that I'm gonna
I
run
can't.
through you
I can't
attitude,
remember who that dude is.
and he was on the Suns. But he not there no more. I wish I could remember his name. It's not Trey. Oh
Man, I can't
man.
remember. They did have a defense a few years ago with some players.
Yeah, like maybe 2 years ago. But I seen him on somebody's sideline, but I don't think that team is even in the playoffs anymore. It's not Curry. Like
No,
it's gonna come to me later. But they had a defense like when he was there, and there was another guy there. And then they just like was just shy of going into the finals, whatever year that was.
oh, I think I know you're talking about now, but I can't remember his name either.
I can't remember his name to save my life. I can see his face so clear. It's bothering me.
Cause they did have some defensive players.
Yeah. And I cannot think of that man's name, Lord.
I mean, the games have been competitive though.
It has. Like too competitive here lately though, in terms of the aggressiveness.
But it's the
Sometimes
playoffs.
I mean, and I get it. That's why I like the playoffs. That's really why I be watching the playoffs because they do get more
Both
intense.
elbow somebody in the face.
But see, that's
Like for that
ridiculous.
rebound.
This is why
Live on
they
the floor.
This is why they calling all the flagrant fouls, Jeff, because people like you
Man, look,
want to keep elbowing people in
that's
the
not
face.
even they don't even call flagrants now. They call what flag football fouls. Now you see the replay like, dude, that is not no flagrant
Listen,
1 or 2. Stop
listen.
it. That's what we call the flagrant now.
This is
Stop it.
supposed to be a physical sport, yes, but not let's elbow people in the face and start a whole brawl. Okay.
That's normal. I mean, you going up for rebounds, your arms might come down, hit some dude in the face. That happens.
Mm-mm.
Now it ain't like when Karl Malone used to get a rebound. He's straight up throwing them balls like Luda to clear the area out. These players ain't that aggressive. A lot of these players ain't going up for rebounds half the time, and they big men. I don't understand that. You see more guards getting over 10 rebounds than all these big men.
That's because they always want to call fouls on the bigger guys.
Them dudes don't want to get in there and work. in my opinion.
Mm.
You 6'11", you ain't averaging 10 rebounds, you suck. You don't do nothing else. Like Looney for Golden State getting like 20 every other game. It ain't hard to get. You stay under the rim, the ball gonna bounce, go grab it. But a 6'2" dude out rebounding you, that's just so disrespectful.
Well, that's just like, back in the day when we used to all play basketball for fun in the backyard. I didn't ever want to go under the rim for a rebound because I don't want the ball to hit me in the face. So maybe they had
That
to
was
say,
fun.
listen,
The taller dudes fighting them for a rebound, like, man, give me that ball.
I
Man,
think
let's
that's
play
why
aggressive, man.
people like on football, what's our quarterback, Golf? Once upon a time he didn't like to get hit. That's why he used to suck garbage. Okay. And
He changed up since he came to the D.
do you understand? They told him, boy, you better take it in the face and quit acting like you're not in football. I'm just saying, some people don't want to be hit by anything. I'm just saying, right? And you got to make you pick. Okay, do I want to go under the rim and get hit by all these elbows, all these bodies, fall, break a leg or arm? You got to think about that.
Now, how did you like the draft?
So, can you please tell me, because it was so many switches in terms of trading after the draft, that I got confused. Did we or did we not get the quarterback that was at Bama? Did we get him?
No, we didn't get him.
Okay.
No,
because I feel like I seen his face.
Defense.
Huh?
I believe we got some defensive players, tight end, and I forgot who we got in the later rounds.
I'm still looking for the guy that I've been trying to talk about that was on the Suns. I can't think of his man's name.
But it was impressive. A lot of black quarterbacks went early.
Yeah, well, maybe we got a black backup quarterback from Tennessee or something. We had a backup quarterback. Because they like, oh, don't worry, Golf is still our, starting player, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you still got to draft for the future because Golf is older.
I mean, he ain't. Listen, he was better last year.
I mean, he might have another good 3 years, but you always need to have who's our next 15-year guy in the waiting.
Listen,
you got to draft for that person.
Ever since his Super Bowl appearance, where he just completely bombed. Okay, did good all that season, and then got to the main stage and bombed, and then bombed for the next several seasons.
Yeah, he did get hurt.
Nah, when they traded for Matt Stafford, in my mind, because I've been a Rams fan, I was thinking, now what type of trade is this? Like, either way, it's both garbage. But clearly, I was wrong because that's.
I expected him to go to the conference finals because they had a team.
I did, and that surprised me.
They had everything but the quarterback. I'm like, Stafford can play. So
I clearly was sleeping on Stafford when he was here in the D.
He can play.
I really was.
He didn't have everything set up.
Well, clearly.
Like these posts. When we had the defense with Sue and all them, but they were a little too reckless.
I really don't know what happened to them last year, but Stafford was injured.
He got hurt.
A lot of people was injured. Yeah.
They didn't re-sign Odell.
Well, he was injured the previous season.
Yeah, they ain't run back everybody after they won the title.
Yeah.
That's what you traditionally would try to do. So,
they brought back the defensive weapons, even added some, and we still was garbage. And I was like, well, what happened?
They let go of some too.
They won some, but they didn't even make the playoff.
No, I don't think they know.
It was horrible. I was ashamed to say I was a Rams fan.
But I just got to retool.
Well, I hope so. And I hope what's his name come back to coach, because he was out like he didn't know. He didn't really answer it when I seen
I think they resigned McFay already.
Yeah, you got to bring him back, period.
And they did get a contract to Jackson, got him some more help with receivers. And they draft.
Lord. Who was talking about the Ravens?
Mm-hmm.
Lord. Nah, don't get me wrong. I like Jackson, and I think he's worth re-signing to the Ravens. I like him with the Ravens as well, right? But
Mm-hmm.
as we just said earlier in this episode, I guess I will kind of be contradicting myself, but still, he has not won a championship. And you feeling some kind of way about what Jalen Hurts over there getting. I just don't feel like.
Well, you got to keep in perspective. He's won his win percentage is like what 50 wins to like 19 losses. He's won an MVP. That alone ups your raise as a quarterback because you got an MVP of the league.
I mean, and that's fine, Jeff, and all of that. But since we just talked about it earlier, he ain't won no championships. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, but you got to remember, if you're a quarterback and you have like 60 to 20 ratio for win losses and you get a league MVP, you're supposed to get max money. Don't matter what your color is. The problem was Cleveland gave Watson 230 guaranteed, which offset the market. That's why nobody wanted to say we're going to keep doing this number. I think they had a private meeting and they said we're going to go back and wax on, wax off with them fools over there did because we're not giving no quarterback 230 guaranteed. So Jackson, he's gonna be the sacrificial lamb. Don't nobody mess with him. Don't deal with him. Nothing. We're gonna get that number back down. So then Jalen Hurts got his deal.
Where is Watson anyway?
He played for Cleveland.
Did he even play last season?
Yeah.
With all the drama he had going on, did he even play a game?
Yeah, he played the rest of the end of the season after the suspension was done. Mm-hmm. But after Jalen Hurts got a deal, it brought it back down to where owners are more comfortable. I don't know if the owner of Cleveland was being a jerk to do what he did, because had it stayed, the starting point is 230 guaranteed. You have a quarterback damn near making $600 million if it stayed from that starting point. That's where like, oh no, we're not paying no quarterback that much guaranteed. We ain't doing it. That's why Lamar had a hard time getting a deal, because all them owners were in agreement. We got to reset the market.
Well, I thought he was going to get the deal at the rate he was going straight.
I didn't either. But
I didn't think he was going to.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can't be too stubborn. He's an MVP quarterback. When you have him, you're in title contention. You're winning at least 12 out of the 17 games. Who else you got on the roster that's doing that? Because you don't pay him, you go back to being a bottom feeder, and then let him go win a title elsewhere. You'll look real stupid.
True.
Then your fans going to say, I'm not paying no high-ass prices for season tickets, because we had a chance to win a title, and he didn't even want to pay him, and he had the credentials worthy of some money in the range of what he's asking for. So, true. And they had to do business at the end of the day with that one. But they had to reset the market. And unfortunately happened on Jackson watch. We ain't paying y'all all that money guaranteed. Cleveland should have never did that deal.
But in the end, they did, though.
No, because he got, I think, 185 guaranteed.
It was like 2 something, Jeff.
No, he got a deal for 2 something, but guaranteed money. That's the actual contract. I believe it's 185. See the difference? He wanted the same contract as Watson. Because he like, well, I got an MVP. This dude ain't do nothing in Houston.
True. Now, in that argument,
135 million guaranteed.
Well, in that argument, fine. But the reality was he was initially competing for what Jalen Hurts got. And my thing was Jalen Hurts just won a championship. So
He didn't win.
he did win.
Philly did not win.
Did the Eagles not win last year?
Yeah, they didn't win.
Or this past season?
Yeah, they didn't win.
Who won the championship, Jay?
Kansas City won.
Did Kansas City win?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure
You
Kansas City
sure?
won.
Let me see. Who won? Look, who won the last Super Bowl?
Kansas City beat Philly.
They beat them. So maybe I'm just remembering them going to.
Holmes kept throwing the ball to Kelsey, and they couldn't check him.
Let me see. Oh, I put the wrong year. I get confused by the seasons. Okay. By 3. Okay, you're right. I don't remember that for some reason.
Yeah. Jackson always been saying, I want the same contract or more what Watson got. He got 230. I want at least 235.
Okay.
And Ravens was saying, hell no, we're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So once Jalen got his money, 165, 170 guaranteed, okay, we can overdo that deal and pay you more. But we're not doing that Cleveland deal. And that's what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
His record was better. He has an MVP. Yeah, I want 231. So this dude ain't on my level or got my accolades.
Okay, then I
no
must see. For some reason I thought he was competing with Jalen.
His argument has always been
About
if you gave that dude 230 and I got an MVP,
right.
I got more wins and losses. I got this. I want 235.
Okay, well, see, thank you for clearing that up because I'm like,
and that's
I don't
the entire contract they guaranteed for Watson. He getting all of it.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody ever did that. The entire contract for a quarterback, he getting all of that 230. Guaranteed. Yeah. So they had to reset that market. So it helped him that they did give Jalen Hurts a deal where they say, okay, we're back in a range we're comfortable with. So we'll give you a little bit more to him. Let's do that deal. But that 200 plus you talking about, we ain't doing that. That's fake news. That deal don't exist. That's an anomaly. Ain't nobody else ever gonna get that amount guaranteed.
But not an anomaly. Look, you use fancy words, big words.
I mean, it's sad that they wasn't suing the league because they literally like
Crowder.
Gonna do nothing.
That's the man's name. It was gonna bother me for the rest of the show.
What's his name?
Jay Crowder.
Oh, Crowder, yeah.
Now where does he play at now? Oh, he was with the Bucks.
Yeah. Oh, he went over there. Okay, yeah, he was.
I knew I seen him on the sideline now, but
he did play her for them. Right. Now Rodgers is with the Jets now, so see what they might do with him.
That just seems weird and awkward. Okay,
it's just history repeating itself. When they got rid of Brett Favre, they sent him to the Jets. Now they just sent Rodgers over there. It's kind of weird.
And see, you say that, and I don't remember that history.
Oh yeah, because I remember when there was big stories when Favre kept saying, "Do I want to retire? Do I want to play?"
True.
And they would go to the airport to go pick this dude up because he didn't want to play in a training camp no more. Basically, he just wanted to play when the season started. So instead of saying that, I don't know if I'm retired or not, and just let that ride out until it's time to start preseason.
Because he won't get hit. But they don't really hit you in training camp, though.
Yeah, but the rigmarole of doing that for the weeks, I don't feel like doing it no more. But you got to, because there's no favoritism. If everybody else got to do it, why he ain't doing it? That's going to cause a problem.
But I guess if you didn't been in the league as long as
yeah, but
he was in the league, I'm just
you got to remember, football is one mind, one body.
Well,
you cannot have no favoritism for one person and everybody else ain't getting it because that will create a division. The reason why Seattle was screwed up because they were doing that for Wilson, and the defense saw that like, oh, for real? this dude was a second or fourth rounder. You making these concessions, and we the reason why we're winning. Man, bump that dude, and that created division in that team. So you can't have that. Everybody got to feel we. That's why people love Brady. I'm giving his credit because he's for the team. So people run through the wall for that dude because he don't show. Well, I'm the quarterback, so roll out the red carpet, give me the Don Perignon, give my teammates scraps and the food off the dog pan. He don't treat people like that. But you got other quarterbacks that come in like that, like, dog, I ain't about to run through the wall for that dude.
Well, I always tease people at work and be like, if I had as much tenure as some of the people that's been there as long as they've been there, I would develop that. I wish
can't do that in football.
Okay, I would do that. Like I done been here enough years. I put my time in. I'm done.
You can't do that in football.
Let the newbies do that. That's for the newbies.
Even for everybody know you got that time, you still got to be humble and show them I'm no better than none of y'all.
I mean,
and they will fight hard for you on that field.
Now look, when he left in New England and went to Tampa Bay,
everybody wanted to play with him.
Okay, but see, he had something to prove to the men over there. He didn't have nothing else to prove over there at the Patriots. I probably would. I would have stopped going to training camp at New England just because. Why? I'm just saying. I done been here long enough. Nah.
See, you can't go Hollywood.
I'm just saying. Nah, when he left there and went to Tampa Bay, okay, you got something to prove because technically you a newbie over here. I don't care what you did over there. Okay, nah.
Yeah, and but he was still Tom Brady.
I'm just saying.
And he came in with the humble, trying to meet everybody on the team.
He did. He had a great work ethic. He did. He's better than me. That's all I'm saying.
If anybody being the quarterback, he is an example to look at for leadership. Yeah. You can't get the diva attitude. Them other 52 players won't play for you if they think that. Well, are you above all of us for real? I ain't blocking for that dude. Man, bump him.
Well, let you tell it. He was on the sidelines having tantrums. That's what you said.
Oh, he would. But it still don't negate that he was a leader that didn't treat himself above the team.
No. So now Aaron Rodgers, accolade.
Aaron Rodgers was notorious. He had a bad game. He get to the podium. Well, the offensive coordinator called the right play. My receivers would have stretched out for the ball like, dude, you overthrew the dude. No, that's not what happened. Well, never take no accountability that it was his fault. It was everybody else's fault. Them people don't want to play with him. And then you get, hey, dude, he talking about you right now. He said, your name Pacific didn't run the right route. Like, dude, turn on the news. Like, he said, what? I'm pretty sure dudes wanted to fight that dude in the locker room. Like, you overthrew the ball, but you ain't going to say that. It's all my fault. Like, okay. So we're going to see how Green Bay play with the new guy. Look, Love they drafted years ago. See what type of leader he is.
Say the name again.
Jordan Love is quarterback they drafted a few years ago. So if he's still the same Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't be shocked by mid-season you hear rumblings of him being that ultra diva over there. It's all about him. I'm playing with these scrubs. They need to figure out the playbook. And like, dude, this is what y'all was talking about. Yeah, that's why he went 24th in the first round of the draft, because that was the rap on that dude that all the teams knew about. He's a jerk. He's a hell of a talent, but he's a jerk. And for him he's supposed to get picked the first 10. He got picked 24. I'm like, I didn't even know nothing about this dude, but I'm hearing like, Aaron Rodgers he should have been gone already. Like, but the fact that he's not gone, they asked around and heard something they didn't like about this dude. And it didn't show itself until he won the MVPs, won the Super Bowl, always dominating our division. Then you start hearing, this dude is off the hook. Oh, you was doing that in college. That's why nobody wanted to draft you. Like, okay, I got you.
Now, see, that's news to me because I definitely wasn't watching college football during that time to know about it.
They kept showing the camera on him, and he was trying not to look pissed. Like, how dare I still be in this back room? I'm supposed to be drafted, but they're gonna ask, who is this person?
Right.
And if someone gonna be real, like, hey, he is a jerk of the highest order, like for real. Oh, he is a diva, this. I can't have that dude in my team because my cornerback gonna sock him in the mouth. No, I can't do that. Mm-mm. He gonna divide my team with that attitude.
Well, let's hope he, regains some humility when he gets over here with the Jets and see what happens. I'm not gonna hold my breath for it, but
he would have to really fall on his face to get humble.
I mean, at this point, he didn't left his, home stage, right?
Won the MVP. So this y'all drafted, love him. Thought I was done. I won another MVP. Screw y'all. Blah blah. I still got it. He's still smelling himself.
Well, I mean, but that's what he's gonna have to do though, in order for people to be quiet. Like, you either gonna have to show that you still this high and mighty guy that you self-proclaim and believe elsewhere. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, you made a name for yourself in Green Bay, but what can you do at this age, at this stage, at the Jets?
He need to at least get to the divisional round of the playoffs.
That part.
This coming January with the Jets.
That part.
If he get to the conference finals, his ego gonna be in 1,000. Told you I'm the greatest. I'm awesome. But
see, and again, I kind of want that to happen in order for him to either be like, all right, I'm done because I done proved it, or okay, I'm done because I'm still ain't shit. Like I ain't been in the last couple seasons. I'm just saying, either way, let's wrap it up. Like, I don't know, like,
because they gave up a lot of good draft picks for him.
Hello. I'm just saying, like, this ain't the same Aaron we remember, people. Like, let's not keep investing like that. I don't know. This is me. I think I got ageism or something. Lord.
Ageism? You talking about?
I'm just saying.
They were saying that about him years ago, but he was still one of the faces of the league, so they wouldn't talk about it.
Yeah. Well, Doc Rivers mad as hell.
So they weren't talking about it.
Listen, Doc Rivers barely just wanted to shake the coach's head because they done lost so bad, Lord.
Oh, wow.
They lost bad, Jeff, almost by 40 points, Lord. You would have thought this was an elimination game for the Celtics, the way they beat Philly now.
Well, I expected them to win because they said that Embiid knee is jacked up. Harden, even if he give you 45 a night, they do got Tatum and Brown. They both can ball. The only problem is Brown come to play. But they don't always get him the ball because the star player of the team is Tatum. And that dude don't have Mamba mentality.
With his Batman mask on, he do come to play, Lord. When he put that mask on, watch out. He ain't have it on today.
I mean, Tatum said Kobe was someone he looked up to, but he don't bring that fire every game. But he's a star player, so like they were talking about the other day where Brown scored like 10 and 12 points in the first quarter. And they barely gave him the ball after that. I'm like, that's really who's be the star of y'all team. He got that dog in him. Tatum don't have it right now.
You gotta get him angry, then he will.
Yeah, I mean, he nice. He like a Scottie Pippen to me. He gonna be calm, but that man, we're gonna knock him in the mouth. He ain't that dude. That's Brown. He gonna lead the charge.
Not until you really piss him off, and then he become that dude. When you turn him on, goodbye.
Yeah, but it's like you gotta piss him on, Lord. Brown come out from the start. Let's get him. This Boston. What you thought? Tatum, you gotta push him a few times. Then he ready to fight.
True.
But 40, that's about not shocking, unfortunately. And you're getting a lot of blowouts this year too in the playoffs.
Some like this one. This was the blowout. I didn't expect that, but I'm glad.
The Lakers put out the Grizzlies. Think they won by like 30 or 40. Like,
right.
You ain't supposed to get blown out in the playoffs like that, man.
Right.
You lose by 10, but you getting 30 and 40. You just say, man, I'm done. I tap out. And that ain't good. That's never good.
Well, Jeff, you gonna take us out for this evening? We didn't
Yeah.
wrap our way through the Eastern game for tonight.
Yeah, that's the only one they got going too for the night.
No, they got another one coming on. I
They
think.
do. I
Yeah,
looked on ESPN website. I ain't seen another game coming on.
I think it's TNT. They always have an Eastern then a Western.
Okay, maybe I'm
Like
wrong.
maybe it's gonna be Denver.
Yeah, that one could come on. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, we hope y'all enjoyed the episode. You check it out on Spotify, Anchor.
And YouTube and Jeff's other 50 million channel.
I got 50 million.
All your 50 million channels, Jeff. But thank God for your channels, because I still ain't got on the net, Lord. This is as far as the net as I done got. This and LinkedIn, Lord. That's it.
Now I see you, but that's progress though.
That's progress. See,
Yeah.
trying to tell people this is a big step, okay?
Until next time, everybody.